All right, so today's question is, how do I get a more augmented look with my breast? And there are a couple of parts to this question. One is an admission that as a surgeon, like I only have so much of a role to play in that. I think it's oftentimes misrepresented or unrepresented in the public that the person's results, whether they be natural and subtle or really round and really fake, are because of a combination of two things. One is the implant size, type, volume, fill that we choose, and the other is the person's breast. So if a person has a really tight skin and very little breast tissue to begin with, that person's likely to have a more noticeably augmented look when we're done. If a person has a lot of breast tissue or loose skin, they're very likely to have a more natural look when they're done, no matter which implant that we choose, because those two people's bodies will accommodate an implant very differently. And so when a person comes in saying, I do or I don't want an augmented look, a conversation about how to do it is possible, or a conversation over text or Instagram or email is possible, but nothing is more valuable than seeing a person in person and being able to do a quick exam and say like, hey, you've got loose skin and a fair amount of breast tissue. If your goals are a really fake look, it's gonna take a really big implant to get there. Or if you're worried about a fake look and you've got a little bit of looseness in your skin and you got a little bit of natural filling in the lower part of your breast, say like after kids, then I get to say like, hey, it's pretty hard to create an unnatural look in a person like that. And so if that's your fear, we probably have a really wide range of implants that we can use that's not likely to produce that kind of a look. Now, in general, that conversation is a complicated one, and what I just did in 2 minutes takes 10 minutes in person. But there are some specific things that are general, like things that as a surgeon I can do that might create a more fake look in somebody if that's their goal. And I should probably start out by saying a fake look is requested very uncommonly. Maybe 1 in 100 people that come in say, I want to really look fake. And about one or two in 100 say, whatever you do, I don't want anybody ever to know. And most people say like, it's okay if I have a little bit of fullness. I don't want people to know if I don't want them to know, but I want to be able to feel comfortable in clothes in a way that I didn't feel without implants. So if a person wants a really fake look, there are some tricks that I can do as a surgeon. One is to take an implant and make it look more fake. The one that I can do that with is a saline implant, because a saline implant can be filled to different volumes. It's got an ideal range of volumes where if we're inside that range, it's likely to look like a breast implant in its most natural form. However, if we take and keep filling that implant up, what happens is it tends to take a more efficient shape, which is a circle. So if it starts off like a disc, like this, as we fill that implant more and more, it tends to get more round, taller front to back and less side to side. So an overfilled saline implant can create a little bit more of a fake look if we're going for a very distinct look. Also, we can use a denser implant, so a material that holds its shape a little bit better, like a really dense, like a Allergan SC or cohesive gel implant. Those implants that keep their shape really well are better at creating a more round, full shape at the top if that's our goal. So there are some things that I can do as a surgeon, but I will say it's a pretty uncommon thing to choose specific implants, specifically overfilled saline implants for a fake look, just because it's not a thing a lot of people ask for.